This is I Only Touch Greatness Remix. Scan the code and follow.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Brandon J. McLaren. I play Buckley on Snowfall, and I'm coming up on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast. Check it out.
Did you ever do anything like in plays whenever you started off acting? Or you did?
Like I started out doing commercials when I was like 12, and then and I was really involved in the theater program in my high school. I was telling Hayes that. So that's kind of where it started. And then actually in my senior year of university, I actually did one of the university plays. I got a lead role in that. It was called Flying West by Pearl Cleage. And that was big for me too, because, I was a soccer player in university and I was a science major. And so like when you're on a D1 scholarship and you're a science major, you don't even go to the theater part of the school. Like I didn't even know that shit existed. You know what I'm saying? And in my senior year, I was like, yo, let me audition for this play, because it was like actually the first Black play that my university had ever done. And so I auditioned, I got a lead role, and it was great. And then that was really like, after I got that, I was like, oh, maybe I really want to try this acting shit for real. And so that was me sort of like, after leaving high school, reconnecting to acting, and then having the courage enough to be like, maybe I should try this out as a career, because when you're in high school, that's just like, it's just kind of for fun at the time. You know what I mean?
And have you ever wanted to do live theater?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done a play since university, since my senior year, but I would love to. It's just, it's hard. I guess it's hard because it takes you out of other stuff. So you might have to block off like 3 months of your time where you're not able to do anything else. But especially like being back in New York, man, like I would love to do Broadway. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Bucket list. Yeah. Like, if anybody's listening out there, Broadway.
If it was a Broadway play, like what would you want to do? Like if you had like a specific like Broadway play that called you, like,
man,
like a dream.
That's a tough one right now, man. I'm not in the loop with the new plays anymore. I'm trying to think of like some of the classics that I really, really dig. I mean, Glenn Ross is a play that I love. I actually saw what's his name, Liv Schreiber do it about 10 years ago on Broadway, and he blew my mind. And I love Mammoth, so maybe it'd be something like that.
So would you have it? Would Broadway be your dream venue kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not dream like, and then I'm done. But it would be like a thing I would love to do, like a bucket list thing that I'd like to check off and say that I did.
We asked like the sports guys, would you have a dream venue that you want to play in one day?
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, Broadway would be one of them, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
What would it be on the West Coast?
Oh, in terms of like theater venues?
Yeah. What's their big theater out west? Like, is there anything
I don't even know if there's an equivalent, man. I mean, I know like I think it would be Broadway or London, the West End in London. Those are like the two sort of like top tier theater scenes. I don't know if anywhere else really compares to the West End or Broadway. Those are and either of those for me, or even both. I'll take both. Yeah, that'd be dope.
And what's your daily routine look like on set?
Well, it's all different, man. It depends. Like sometimes you go in and you're only in one scene. You know what I mean? Sometimes you go in, you're there for like 4 hours. Sometimes you're there for 14 hours. So it just depends on like the day, how many scenes you are in the day, how many other people are in the scenes with you. That'll like dictate how long the day is. So every day is really different, which I think is also something I really love. Like every day is completely different than the next day.
And I seen the video somewhere of yours where they were doing your hair for the Snowfall role.
Yeah.
You don't have the dreads. How long did that take? Because it was in like fast forward.
Yeah, so that's about an hour in the hair chair every time I go in. You know what I mean? So they had to, it was a wild story, man. Like when they cast me for that role, after they cast me, they were like, hey, like, will Brandon cut his hair? And I was like, nah, like, that's not, we didn't, and I'm so grateful to them because, they could have just recast, but they were like, okay, well, let's see if we can work with you. And yeah, the hair people were great. And yeah, I wore a wig and I think the wig looks pretty good. If you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean?
No, you wouldn't even know. And I did read somewhere today in my notes that I made, there was one time you offered to cut your hair for a role.
Yeah, I cut it on Graceland in the season finale, season 3, the last episode. I cut it in anticipation that we'd come back for a 4th season, and I thought it'd be really cool if I could cut it and then come back bald. And then got canceled. But at that time, that was important for me because I had never been an actor without my hair, and I was like, A, I can cut it on TV, which is still a cool ass moment. And B, I was like, I needed to prove to myself that I could do it without the dreads. You know what I mean? That was important to me. So yeah, I mean, ultimately it worked out in the end.
Do you have any routines that you'd go through on your day? Like we asked that one in our hockey guys, and some guys, they tie their left skate first and then before their right skate, or they put new skate laces in. One guy blows up.
Right. I mean, there's nothing that specific. I mean, when I do it, when I'm on a show, I usually just don't drink at all. It just helps with my sleep and just me being aware, my awareness. But other than that, because every day is so different and my schedule's always different, there's nothing, you can't get into too much routine because ultimately it's always going to get screwed up anyway, by something new getting thrown your way. But for me, it's just sort of trying to be get as much sleep, get as much rest, be as sharp as possible.
Good. I mean, some people always if you're an actor or even some hockey players, I'll have a cigarette or something before.
Right.
If you're a smoker, I don't know, but that I would
what I do. I will never. I won't have I'll have my first coffee after the first rehearsal. That's something I always do. And I didn't even realize I did it until right now.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite sports franchise?
A favorite sports franchise? Yeah, I think it's Barcelona. It's got to be Barcelona. Yeah. I actually, so I did that show that I did called Ransom. We shot in Budapest for 2 years. And so while I was out in Europe, I got to go to Barcelona and check out a match. And it was incredible. That was definitely a dream come true.
Yeah. So I pretty much know the answer to this now after interviewing you here. If you could play one professional sport, what would it be?
Oh yeah, it'd be soccer. Yeah. That was that's what I kind of hope to do as a teenager.
I could dig that.
What's your favorite movie? Not that you've been in.
My favorite movie of all time?
Yeah.
Teen Wolf.
Okay.
Michael J. Fox.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
That shit slaps, yo. Go rewatch that.
Right. Everybody, hey, I don't think I never seen anybody say Teen Wolf, because you know what's so crazy is because if you really remember how Teen Wolf was the shit to everybody, for real.
When that came out, as a kid, I was like, this is and he was the ball player, it was dope.
Right. Michael J. Fox was the shit.
Yeah, he was the man.
And he's from Vancouver.
Yeah, he's from Burnaby, right? Yeah.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
Prince, he's from 5 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
No shit. I never knew that.
That's and Brandon actually grew up about 10 minutes away from me.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
What is go ahead, Prince.